as you certainly remember, we had agreed a few years ago to have a new men's World Cup with 24 teams, who should have taken place in 2021. This event was postponed because of COVID. The new men's Club World Cup will therefore take place in 2025 and will feature 32 teams, the best teams in the world. Of course, the details, road allocation and so on still need to be discussed, agreed and decided, but the 32-team tournament will go ahead, making it really like a World Cup, like this World Cup with 32 teams.
You talk a lot about that football unites, but in this World Cup, especially in the beginning, we saw that it didn't have that uniting factor, and we had federations like the Danish Federation, German Federation, critical of you. Some of them won't vote for you now in Kigali. Can you explain all the things about when you refused teams playing with the OneLove armband and why you did that and why some political statements are allowed and some not?
Well, thanks for the question. You know, FIFA is an organization of 211 countries around the world. I'm very grateful and proud to the over 200 countries who have expressed their support in writing and orally to me. And to the others, I'm very grateful as well and proud that we are always having discussions with everyone on every topic, and there are many different concerns in many different countries. There are different cultures, there are different ways of seeing and of seeing things. And as FIFA, we have to take care of everyone. We are a global organization. We do not have to discriminate anyone based on whatever legislation, whatever regime, whatever values and feelings they have. There is one element, and it's that they have to come together. And you know, when it comes to regulations, well, or prohibitions or not prohibitions, it's not about prohibiting or not prohibiting, it's about respecting regulations. We have regulations which say in the field of play, you play football. And that's what we did. Everyone is free to express his views, his opinion, his beliefs, in the way he believes, as long as it's done in a respectful way. When it comes to the pitch, to the field of play, you need to respect football, you need to respect the field of play. And these regulations are exactly there for this reason. This is nothing new. These are there for this reason, to respect and to protect 211 teams, football teams, not 211 heads of states, regimes, or what have you. It's 211 football teams and their fans who want to come and enjoy football. And this is what we are here for. And honestly, I believe that we are defending values, we are defending human rights, we are defending rights of everyone in FIFA, in the World Cup. But I also believe that those fans who come to the stadium, those 80,000, 70,000, 90,000, 50,000, and all those billions of fans who are watching the World Cup on TV, maybe, and we should think about that, and I say this candidly really to everyone, you know, everyone has his own problems. Everyone has his own problems. They just want to spend 90 minutes, or now 100 minutes, or 105 minutes, or whatever, or 120 minutes, plus penalties, without having to think about anything else than just enjoying a little moment of pleasure and of joy, or at least of emotion, because if you lose, you are not so happy, but of emotion. That's what we have to do. We have to give to all these people a moment of time in their life where they can forget about their own problems and enjoy football. And after, all the time, between competitions, during competitions, outside of the match in the field of play, well, everyone can express his views and opinions the way he wants. But let's give this moment of joy to those who want to enjoy the game. Well, I will wait until the end of the final to judge this World Cup. But I think already now that the transformative legacy of this World Cup is that many people from around the world have come to Qatar and have discovered the Arab world which they didn't know, or they knew only for what was portrayed to them. And at the same time, the Qataris, or even the Saudis or the Emiratis, who also welcomed many fans from around the world, have prepared themselves to welcoming the world, have opened their houses, their doors, their country to welcome people, to welcome everyone from everywhere. And the main legacy is that those who came and those who were here to welcome them have actually discovered that what is said or what is thought or what is believed is not true. That you can spend time together and just enjoy and just have a good time and just know each other better. And these people, when they go back home, they will speak about their experience. The people who stay here, they will speak about their experience and they will open up more to the others. And I think this is really an important non-football legacy which this particular World Cup has brought. One of our main concerns before the beginning of the World Cup was, of course, linked with safety and security, right? You have 32 countries, you have fans of 32 countries and others all at the same time in the same place. In a normal World Cup, you have fans of 2 countries in one place at one time. So you can manage that from a crowd management and security point of view. So we didn't know before this event how people would react, how the fans would react. Would they start, finding each other and fighting with each other, or not? And we've seen that actually, human beings are fundamentally positive and not fundamentally negative, are fundamentally good and not fundamentally bad, because people just come together, and the more international, the better, because they come together to pursue their passion, which is football, to have good time. And we had no single incident. I mean, this is quite unique. But again, let's wait until the end of the World Cup. Let's remain focused, and let's hope it will end as it was. But having contributed a little bit to a mutual understanding of a few people, or a few hundreds of thousands of people, or a few million people, I think is something very positive from a non-football perspective. From a football perspective, well, I could speak for a few hours about how great this World Cup was and what the legacy of it will be, but we leave that for after the final and see who will be crowned world champion.
Earlier this year, you've spoken about 3 people dying during the construction work of the World Cup. Hassan Al-Tawadi spoke about 400 to 500 people dying. How can you explain this difference, and what does it say about the way in which this tournament was organized here in Qatar?
Well, I think that every person dying is one person too many. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy for the family. It's a tragedy for everyone involved. It's a tragedy for us, for everyone. The figures you mentioned are 2 different figures. The 3 plus 1 are people who died in the constructions of stadiums. The 400 or 500 that were mentioned are people who died in other, general constructions. I don't know how many years. Do you remember? What was since 2014 or something?
Yeah, I think
probably
2014.
So when we speak about figures, we always have to be very precise in order not to create, impressions of something which is actually something else. So we have to be very precise about the figures, and we have to be attentive to how we portray that. As I said, for me and for us, every loss of life is a tragedy, and whatever we could do in order to change the legislation to protect the health of the workers, to protect the situation of the workers, we did it, and it happened. Whatever we can still do for the future, we are doing it. We continue to work on it. We have had several discussions, and we are we are very close to agreeing. This will happen in January, certainly, a memorandum of understanding with the International Labour Organization, because we want to bring this experience into the future and make sure that we can help. We can leverage the World Cup and the spotlights which are on the World Cup and on football more generally to make lives of people and their family a bit better. Merci pour votre question. Je considère la prestation du Maroc absolument exceptionnelle, fantastique. Ils ont très bien joué. Ils ont joué avec le cœur, mais aussi avec des qualités indéniables. Arriver en demi-finale de Coupe du Monde, c'est pas un hasard, c'est le fruit d'un travail de longue haleine par la fédération marocaine, son président, tous les joueurs, l'encadrement technique, un jeune entraîneur marocain qui a fait très bien avec son club et qui a montré comment on peut jouer un football attrayant et efficace. Donc vraiment félicitations et chapeau, vous avez un beau chapeau là, chapeau au Maroc. Mais aussi félicitations aux autres équipes africaines, le Sénégal qui a passé la phase de groupe, ce qui n'avait pas été le cas en 2018. Après, il a trouvé une Angleterre extrêmement forte sur son chemin. Mais aussi Cameroun, Ghana et Tunisie qui ont très bien joué, qui étaient en course jusqu'à la dernière minute du dernier match pour se qualifier. Ça montre le niveau du football africain. Je suis très content parce que ça fait des décennies qu'on parle du moment du football africain, le moment est-ce qu'il vient, est-ce qu'il ne vient pas. Ben, il est venu, et le fait que pour la prochaine Coupe du Monde, on va doubler pratiquement le nombre d'équipes africaines qui vont se qualifier, donc on aura d'autres équipes qui vont, le double d'équipes qui vont se qualifier. Je pense qu'on pourra se réjouir de prestations très fortes des équipes africaines aussi déjà lors de la prochaine Coupe du Monde. Donc bravo et félicitations.